redundant copy. You cost us quite a lot of time.
Really, now he blasts us?
Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're at it.
These guys are rude. Bonk.
Ooh! Get behind me.
Oh, in before Rawl is toast. Oh,
Come on! Quit screwing around.
Now we're having fun, right?
We promised we'd not let her get
Tilda,
captured.
get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport. Tilda!
I failed.
Hush.
There.
All is not lost.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing? Stop her! I can't
Deuce.
see her!
The act just happened.
Beta. Farrell.
Not the end.
Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you. I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Ooh,
Breakfast.
pancakes.
Okay.
Can we have space pancakes? You mean I can't loot the loom? Loot the loom? Yeah, loot the loom. We gotta get all those textiles.
Why did Tilda bring me here?
I mean, it's pretty obvious, Alo. She saved our butts. And based on what Beta told us, if we can believe her, she is the good guy? Question mark?
What was all this for? Some kind of survival bunker?
We're in Elysium. We are in Elysium. It's old, but it's still alive. And Tilda was friends with Elizabeth. She might have had connections to this place. And she sealed off the communications from Gaia to make this place disappear off the map to be her safe zone. And possibly save the other guys. Oh my goodness gracious me! This art?
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain.
Okay. There is a lot going on in that art. There's a lot going on. Also, is it just me or is anybody else hearing a giant murder robot stomping about?
My favorite pairing on the left is woman reading a letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery, woman reading music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
She's not even hiding it. So you want to know why the space guys want the world destroyed? I mean, they want it to be their world and they want to get rid of the vermin living there, occupying it. Ultra wealthy capitalists don't want poor people on the planet. Yeah, pretty much.
Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn.
Pressing X so hard your keyboard starting to melt. I mean, she can like art.
A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
I think she might love Elizabeth. Yeah, I think we talked about that previously. I think it might have been unrequited love.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world.
Yeah, we are basically the new breed of influencers. Vandermeer, is that a Dutch name?
The Gust. By Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
Rembrandt was Dutch? Okay. I'm not good with things. Have we missed a painting? I'm painting for sure. Oh, did we not check these things? Here's where I feel like, well, previously, let's let's carry on. I really liked The Witcher, and of course Zero Dawn as well. And I long wanted the marriage of the two. And at that point where we got blapped as we were trying to shoot Beta, The Witcher would have given us a quick time option of either shooting Beta or leaving her alive. And that, I feel like that would have changed the story dramatically.
She's pulling out her
wish-
own hair.
I still want the marriage of the two.
Madness out of grief? It's hard to watch her suffer.
Aloy, don't juck another girl's jump.
Wound on the shoulders.
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Von Vianen's lidded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Von Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial.
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
Have I ever had preserved shark? Are you talking about the Icelandic rotten green shark?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save. Not the least of which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come upstairs and we'll get down to business. Your choice.
I mean, she's not wrong. Yeah, I know of it. I have not had it. Like, can we complete the optional objective? Or is that just gonna be there for you to walk around until you're happy? I think it's just gonna be here until we're happy. No? Okay. Let's do this thing. 100% run ruined. Okay.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
I don't think it's poisoned. I mean, if she wanted to kill us, she would have had all the opportunity to.
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
Just be cool, Aloy. Just be cool.
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back.
I mean, you got a point.
So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen...
Incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life.
That's cute.
1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand.
How did you get it?
To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down.
How did she get all this stuff here? So pressing X.
There.
Slow down now, don't break your keyboard.
That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet.
Yeah, I
He
kind of
calls
figured
it
that.
a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With
You didn't
that
mention
and
that.
Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has
He's
found
not
a
my
way
friend.
to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regala and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
So let me get it straight. He's gonna take us away and go in the back door. I have so many questions.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. as I watched your life unfold. You were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead,
I disagree.
So I should be grateful.
if you like.
Dramatic walk around. Alright, what's the status on Beta?
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
Why is she so pale? I mean, look, she's had thousands of years to perfect her skincare regimen. And I mean, she's pretty white. That seems to be her thing. And maybe she's just a gamer nerd, like never sees the sun.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information.
Ah,
I had
she's a
to
fixer.
remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again. but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Far Zenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
Yeah, Codex, there is a lot of lore. Like, a lot. Jellyfriend really appreciates the reality of billionaires squirming when their morals are questioned. Yeah, I mean, at least you didn't write to space in a giant space penis.
Your contributions to the effort are appreciated.
Hey, Munin. Welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for the 6 months. How's your day been, buddy?
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes, though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
Well, she felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Meaning I had a bit of a fever early today, but it's gone down and it's feeling better. You're smashing X again. Like, I don't think she's lying. I think she's being sincere with us, but I think she might have an ulterior motive.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
She seems like the I'm nice till you take out my enemies and I'm the worst of all. Could be. I mean, the music is giving a bunch of clues, and like I said, I don't think she's lying to us. This lines up with what Beta told us. Unless Beta was in on this from the start and they're playing the long game, which I'm still not completely convinced that they're not. But assuming that that's not the case, I don't think she's lying. Like, if they wanted Gaia, the smart thing for her would have been to kill us on the spot.